really been trying to get back in here because I want to finish off this tiny little burl bowl. And as you saw in the earlier parts, we had turned this foot on there. So I came back with, did my wood spade bit hole here, and then did a wood spade on this. So now I've got my 2 points of where I'm gonna go to turn the outside of this and to turn the inside of my bowl. So once I turn the outside, this will fit in my chuck so that I can turn the inside. So I'm just gonna move my tail rest in, perhaps. There we go. Let's make sure it clears. Good. A little bit far away. I'm just going to adjust this a smidge so that it's kind of even with that. That looks more like it. So that's doing a bit, but I think there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's not, so that's going there. I may have to change this position so that I can start to take this off here. So this is too close, so this actually has to go away from my cutting point because I'm cutting, my tool is hitting here, but it's not hitting here. So what I need to do is work on this a little bit, right in here. Work on this just to get a bit of a foot or get this profile in here. And then I actually am gonna change this point to go that way, to bring this away from the cutting point and to bring this to the cutting point. So there's one axis for this foot. Then there's one axis right now that I'm gonna take care of this. And then the other axis will be for this side. So it should be an interesting shape. I wanna actually have some sort of a bowl here. So maybe I can take a little bit of this away, but I'm going to focus on this spot here right now. Change that a little. That's got a pretty good shape there. I kind of like this. Try and smooth that a little bit. That foot's getting smaller and smaller. I might not have anything to, I don't know how my chuck's gonna grab that, but I will figure that out. All right, so just smooth this over a little bit here. I will adjust this. So as you're watching, please give us a like and a thumbs up and a subscribe. Feel free to share us with your friends. We love that. Sharing is caring. I've definitely had a lot of new viewers and likes and things like that, new subscribers, so join in the fun. If you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified. Yeah. So, here we go. So you can kind of see right here, right in there, you can see where those two axes now are meeting. So we've got this axis, which I haven't touched at all. And then we have this rounded shape here. So I can try and smooth this out a little bit. And then I don't want to take too much more of this exterior out, but I might have to just trim this down a little bit more just to get down through that first little bit of bark. And then I can kind of take this, start taking this out here. And yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm really hard pressed to fit this foot into the chuck, so might have to flip this around and put a different foot on it, or maybe go in. I don't know. I've got this inclusion here all the way through here to deal with. Well, let's get to some more turning. So I'm just gonna try and I'm going to use this, my little spindle gouge. Maybe this will do a little bit better of a job. Well, the next day or two, I've got a piece here you can see on the overhead camera. There's our foot. Cut this off a little bit, should be able to take that away. So this is time to come out of here and go into the chuck, and I always like to think that the wood has a mind of its own, mostly because I probably make this up as I go along, which is perfectly fine by me. And put that back up there. All right, just so you can have a look. There, I just gotta pop that little bit off right there. You can see on the overhead camera that we're pretty well flat. And anyway, I guess we could play around with how this foot sits in here. And mostly because I'm adventurous, so I just want to give that a little bit of a twist so it's not, so the inside's going to be off from what the outside is, and then when I go to finish the outside, then I can push this back in there, and you know, why not? Just, I was kind of thinking about this and thinking, it doesn't look like it's enough off axis for me, but we shall see how it looks. And as long as you're having fun and I'm having fun, well, there you go. Let's all go for a soda later, or maybe a fruit-based beverage, maybe healthier than the soda. Although I was watching some video where somebody carbonated his own water for 3 cents a glass, and you can make your own carbonated fruity beverage, kind of like what they have at the big Swedish store. So as you can see from up top here, we are, when the axis is here, we're quite a ways away from the tool rest, so that should be interesting. As you know, I like to just raise this up just a little bit, and pardon me, there, that'll work. I do believe that should work just fine. So we are having a bit of a rainy, cool couple of days. It's not. Oh, there she goes. Using my roughing gouge for that, but I'm going to try this one here. Let's have a quick look and see. All right. So as you can see, because we're off a little bit, you can kind of see that. So I had set this off just to see what that would look like, but not sure if I like it. And I'm going to end up not taking enough of this away, so I'm just going to seat it in there properly. And, you know, just do what you like. See if it works. If you like it, then you did the right thing. If you don't like it, then just change it. And enjoy. Now, I still have to go down quite a ways, but anyway, we'll see. I'm going to change that axis a little bit, just to see how that's going to look, but the only right answer is the one that you like. Now you can see how far off we were, or you can kind of see how that's looking, and you can see how that's looking from up here. Pretty cool to be able to see where we've gone in. And it's just fun, right? Am I right? I'm right. Yeah. This is, you know, kind of like the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. Or, no, that's not it. It's do unto others as you would have them to you. I think that's actually how it goes. Gonna switch over to the spindle gouge. Look at that. We're going to getting in there a bit deeper. We're not going to be able to go much deeper here. I've kind of followed this around. Kind of have a little bit of a flat spot right here. But I've got to work on this a little bit, figure out what I'm going to do about this edge side here. I can't really take this away. It's starting to get pretty thin right here. But I want to be able to get down into this base area and pull some of this out still. So let us continue on. So that's a pretty nice shape on the inside. So I'm still a little thicker than I would like to be, but now you can see this is cracked. You can see right there, that this is that bark that's on this side. So we're pretty much all the way through right here. It's just bark. If I take a little bit more off of this, I'll make this a little bit shorter, but I'm not really sure I want to. I think I kind of like that, the thickness here. Now, so I wonder if there's a way, I'm just thinking out loud, change the access so now I could start taking more of this away and preserve this. So I'd have to, let's see, move that more like that. Now we can try it and see. I don't know if that's actually going to do anything. But here's what we can try. I'm going to take this and just put this here. See, so we'd be on the inside of this. So if we're here, this would work much better if it was a pencil. See, that's going to be just on the inside of this, and it'll come back right there. Let's try this. Probably just pushed it away. Yeah, so just on the inside of that. Well, I don't think I have a pencil. They're all in my toolbox, I think. Let's try this and see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, yeah, so you can see, maybe maybe you can see from up top there, you can see how this is coming in and then it just comes out right there. So we'll try and take a little bit more, and I'm using the spindle gouge just because it's a little bit smaller. I only have 3 gouges, so this one will get in there the best as far as I'm concerned, but as you can see from up top, this is what we're doing. So I could be out here a little bit more, and we should miss this bark section. Anyway, so the motion I'm using is I'm going in, as you can see from the overhead camera, and then I'm just kind of making that bottom a little bit flatter. So that bottom is really uneven because of where the 2 axes meet. Oh, that cracked. Well, that's just burl bark anyway. All right, so you can kind of see how this is much thinner now than it was because I changed that axis. I'd still like to take more of this away. I'm just concerned about where I'm going to be when I get up here, right? Because I've got to have the tool in like this so that I can get in here and go down, and then I'm basically just bringing my tool across this bottom part. That's basically all I'm looking for. I kind of like that there's a little bit of width right here, because then you can really kind of see that. So what I wouldn't mind doing is seeing if I can get in behind here so I could preserve this lip a little bit, but then just get in behind here with the tool. So take out some of this width, or this thickness I should say. Anyway, it seems to be working. So a little bit longer of a video, and we did leave a lot on the cutting room floor, as they used to say. So one of the ways that I know my tool is where I want it to be is when it disappears. I definitely like the speed control. So I know I'm stopping it fairly often. There we go. So we've just broken through here. So we're getting more to the thickness that I want for this wall size, and I'm still preserving this lip here. I just realized that the more I take away from inside here, the more I'm going to take from this and from this, which I want to be able to preserve. But I can see there's just a little bit in here that I want to take out. And then I'm pretty close to that bottom. I can work on this bottom just a little bit, take more of this away. I'm maybe ½ an inch there. But I might be at the spot where I can set this back down to where it was. Maybe I should keep it on this axis for just a bit longer, but That, you know, it moved this over significantly so that I could get in here, but I'm gonna try just a little bit more. Make sure I didn't loosen this off. Make sure it's still good and tight. And then, yeah, I'll just work on this a little bit more and see where we're at. Well, I don't like the sounds of that. I was kind of digging in, but I see why I'm digging in is because I'm starting to hit this void here with my tool, right? Oh, well, I think that's actually pretty good for that. Now, I'm going to set this back down the way it was seated before. And I would really like to just smooth this bottom out now. So I can just bring my tool in this way and just clean this up just a bit. So just going to bring this across. And then I should be able to smooth this over and sand it down, and then I just, I don't know, flip it around or something and clean up that bottom or put it back in between the live centers or something like that. The tailstock and the live center. Well, there you go. Okay, so that smoothed the bottom out pretty good. There's one little spot in here that I could get out. Little ridge. So probably 1/4 of an inch right here to the bottom. I'm a little wide here, but I'm fairly thin right here. So let's just see how this sits in here. Well, we'll give it a try. Just got to take, want to take a little bit of the material out of here. Well, I was making an awful lot of racket. So I've taken a bunch out of here. I gotta be pretty careful now, because I'm like 1/8 of an inch there, 3/16, and then back to 1/8. It's this area in here that I need to get more out of, right down in there. You can probably see from the overhead camera, if the light lights it up, you can see those ridges from my tool. So you can kind of see my tool is being kind of drawn right into this area on this side. So take a little bit off of here just to smooth that out, and then try and round this out just a little bit. And see what we can do. Just a little. Well, I don't know how good that was, but I think I've kind of accomplished. So I have a ridge right here, that you can see from the overhead camera. So this is where our two axes are meeting right now. Right there. It's a little ridge right there. It's nice and smooth right through here, and then as you come over this way, then you have this here. So they're not, I don't know if I can blend that together, but yeah, you can see right there. Nice and smooth right here, and then there's just that ridge. Now, this is our nice little bowl. And this is a new product, Lavos. Haven't used it before, but the guys over at, guys and gals, Pam there, over at Windsor Plywood, said this is some great stuff. You only need a very little bit, apparently. Smells good. Smells kind of like linseed oil and orange peel. Haven't used it before, but it's going to be going on a piece of furniture. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that, but wow. Really nice. Smells kind of like I said, linseed oil and orange. Wow. And it's true, man, you only need a little bit. We get a little more for the inside. So this little bottle is about $35 Canadian. So I'm just using that little bit. This stuff is like precious. I gotta keep it in a safe place. Now this stuff is flammable, but I just have that little bit on there. This is the clear. They do have it in different colors. It's made in Germany, so you know it's good. Okay. Let's use a little bit up what's left in the rag. On the inside, I'll put a little bit more on, but boy, does now look super sweet. Notice there's a little bit of marking paint still on that burl. I will fix that. Okay, just a smidge more. Now, apparently, don't bunch up your rags if you're using this after you're done, because it can combust. Well, you certainly don't need a whole lot of that stuff. All right, there you go. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty nice looking piece, if I do say so myself. Put a little bit more on there, but yeah, it's getting late. Time to walk the dog and do a few other things. A little prayer time with some friends online. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely little multi-axis Cherry Burl. Gotta love it. Thanks for watching. There you go, look at that. How nice is that?